everybody, AmberFrmThVault here. Welcome to a random video here in Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Oh my gosh, I can speak English. Now here, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a quick tour, real quick, just of the photo mode if anybody wanted to mess with it. Let me go ahead and completely reset my photo mode here. I've obviously been playing around with it a lot. One thing I wanted to do real quick is in my Assassin's Creed Odyssey video, people were really interested in how to use that and they couldn't figure out the photo mode. Now I feel like this photo mode is pretty, I would say it's pretty user explanatory, but at the same time, sometimes when I take photos and then post them online, people are like, I could not make my photo mode do that. How did you do that? So at risk of giving away of all my wonderful photo mode secrets, here we go. Number one is if you find something cool like the corpse blood, whatever. One of the things I really love to do is get a nice little like, I don't know, I really like these arrows and I like this way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and get this way. And then I'm going to come up. So craning your camera at that R2, L2, of course this is on PlayStation, it's going to be different if you're using a different platform, but using these, and what I want to do is I actually want to cut off everything but the wall, but without, or everything but, you know, what's on the wall, but without losing everything here. So what we're going to do is come over and really use this field of view, because this can give you like the whole room, or just what you're looking for. So I want to cut off just enough to where I don't see the lid there. So we're going to go ahead and cut here, and then I'm going to go in, and we're not going to deal with any depth of field here, no reason to deal with it. The one thing we want to do is we're going to want to try to apply some kind of filter on here. Now, a lot of times when I do the photos that you guys see that I post on Twitter and stuff, this is not what I'm using to go ahead and edit those photos. I'm actually going to put those into Photoshop, and I'm going to go ahead and edit them there. But you can still make some really cool ones here in the actual game. So when I do mine, I go ahead and put on the actual Zombie Army 4 logo, because that way I can just make a really easy cover for all of my game art. So that way when I'm posting thumbnails for the picture, here you don't have to worry about hiding the player or anything, but you can. But that way I can just do these really simple and I can just pump them out. It works really well for me. But here, since we're just doing this for the fun of actually making a video, we're going to go ahead and fixate on this way. I love the way those arrows look, and then we have the blood corpse. I like the way it's lit here because the light is coming in from the corner, it's moving out, and then we have a different light source in the corner there, so it feels a little bit more balanced, but it also has that like weird gritty texture. Now I chose the morning mist because it gives it a little bit more of that saturation and that warm feeling, so it makes it feel like we're underground and we're kind of stuck and we're kind of in a little hovel. One thing I don't like is that I don't like how intense this filter is to begin with, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it down, and if you notice, if I leave it right in the middle there, if I leave the brightness kind of standard, it looks too bright. I don't like it. It's giving me too much cold. Blues are cold and oranges are warm, so when I bring this in here, I really want to bring out the warm color of that stone that's on the wall, that concrete, because there's a yellow light that's emitting on that wall there, and then there's a white light in the other corner. So what you're really trying to do is balance those two. So I would bring down this brightness quite a bit. This is going to look different on my screen than it's going to look on your screen. So it's important to do it to whatever looks good on your screen, and then you can always edit it later on the computer if you want to, or on your phone, like if you're using Instagram or something. Then I went ahead and put a vignette on it because I like to put vignettes on things. If you don't put a vignette on it, it still looks good, but I feel like a good vignette just brings a photo together. Always like that idea, and then we're going to hide the UI and go ahead and take the photo. Now when you're taking the photos here, you do have to press the share button. That's one thing I've had a lot of people kind of question me on, like there's no button to take the picture. That's because you have to hide the UI and then press the share button, which limits you to how good of a photo you can take in game. Which is one thing I'll give Sony I have a complaint about. You can't really take it at the best, options if you can't view it at the best options. So you kind of have to stick within the system's bounds. This is one way where PC really gets kind of the leg up on us. So if we go out of here, we're just going to press circle twice. We're going to get out of here. This way was pretty cool, but we're going to leave. We're going to see a little cutscene here that I'm actually going to go ahead and skip. There's a creepy monster coming up. Okay, so there's this monster that's going to tear us apart. Cool. We don't care because we're playing in a photo mode right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into photo mode, and you're going to notice I turned this way to get rid of my light. And that's because I really like this. This is a really cool photo. And I want to get this photo with the salvation and the survival in the background. I want the light that's just above it. I want the disparity of this photo. I love the way this looks. So what we're going to do is, for me personally, I want to be able to turn this into something later on. But if we're just taking it for the photo, what you might want to do is center it a little bit more. But I really like pushing my photos slightly off to the side. If you think about the rule of thirds, that means that you split your screen into 3 on both the horizontal and vertical axes. I prefer to do my stuff over to the left or to the right. I like to skew things just because that's kind of how I perceive the world. I know that sounds a little weird, but photography is all about forcing people to see the world through your eyes. So when you're going through these, and I realize that I'm getting super technical about screenshot, which is a little ridiculous, but hear me out. So what I'm going to do is, and a lot of times this takes me, it can take me hours sometimes to take photos in a game, depending on how many photos I want. Now I'm restricted by how close I can get, so I'm going to have to move forward. And that's all right. We'll go back into the photo mode. The reason I'm going to the photo mode from there is that I often make the mistake going in and out of photo mode here of accidentally pressing the R3, and then I'm using my giant hammer of divinity or whatever it's called. All right, so I kind of like this. Let's crane the camera down a little bit. Don't like that. I want this. Let's see, I want that version of the face. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to go to field of view, and we're going to back up a little bit. That's what I'm looking for. That's the type of photo I'm looking for. And I'm going to push mine off just a little bit to the side. I'm going to get kind of a weird focus on here. And then what I'm going to do for this one is I am going to put on a bokeh. Now, I've had an argument with many people on whether it's bokeh or bokeh. I was always on the bokeh train. I always thought, oh, it's got to be bokeh. And then I got kind of I got fellow photographers splained, and they were like, no, it's definitely bokeh. So, I don't know. But either way, we're putting it on because I like it. I really like bringing my aperture way, way the hell down, and then bringing it super close to you to begin with, and then move out from there. So either bring it all the way in or bring it all the way out. Either way, then work from there. I like going to extremes first. I like this, and I'm probably going to go with that, and I'm going to increase my aperture just a little bit. What that does is it allows just a little bit more clarity to come through. So if we go back here, you'll see back by that red and green light, those have become just a tiny bit more faded out. Now what I'm realizing is I do want to go down just a little bit more. I want to give it just a little bit more of a forced perspective there. We're going to go back in. All right, those all feel good to me. I can take off the vignette and show you what it looks like raw. Sometimes raw is actually a cooler photo. Now, this one has these really cool overlays. I do love the overlays in this game, especially because they have the video ones. I mean, look at these. These are amazing. But at the same time, not going to use these right now because that's going to come later. That would be something more when I had a photo that I really wanted up close. In fact, we might do that on the face here because sometimes those are cool. Instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and leave the vignette on because, again, I like vignettes. They're my favorite. Other people don't like vignettes, which is fine. You can put this on if you want to see your rule of threes. When I was talking about the rule of threes, that's what I meant. All right, so let's go ahead and go through these now. I don't think we're going to get quite what I actually want, but that's okay. Well read actually could be a nice one, depending on how much I get in there. I can give it that nice, like, demon-y feeling. It's not quite what I would want, but it is a demonic enough look to kind of be cool, and it still maintains the chain texture. We're going to keep going, though. See what else we can get. Again, not a huge fan of all the different filters in here. I feel like you can work with them pretty good. I mean, they're not horrible filters, but they're just not exactly what I want. I want to be able to actually deal with my levels, but that comes out of me being an insane person. All right. It's probably going to be the best. The next one I saw, though, was this one, Dead, Dark, and Beyond, which I really like the name of. I'm going to go ahead and put the filter intensity all the way up and then step it down. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm going to throw a little bit more brightness in there. I like that it adds shadow, but I'm bringing in that brightness just to reveal the background a little bit. I kind of like this because what it did is it went ahead and it brought those highlights up, but it darkened those shadows, and that gave it kind of a cool look. So that's probably what we're going to go with for this one. Now we've got the animal. Here's the big, or the beast, I guess. Here's the big thing I do when I'm trying to get photos. I go piss things off. I want to piss this thing off. Doing this for me is all about being able to get whatever critter it is that I want a photo of in some way so that I can go ahead and actually take the photo I want. I know it sounds slightly crazy, but you're going to have to reload your game a billion times. I die repeatedly. Let's turn off that bokeh. Let's go ahead and go in here. Let's put this on something else. I kind of like the original. Ooh, the overexposed gives us lots of good detail in there. Let's see. One thing I do wish is that he was facing me. So ordinarily what I would be doing right now is I would do this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. And I would keep allowing it to attack me and kill me and just keep loading into the exact same thing. I like this because it looks like we're doing recon. Okay, it didn't come at us. That's what I was hoping it would do.
Screaming. We need to stop it.
Or not. That's exactly what I want it to do. Here we go. Yes, here we go. All right, let's crane down a little bit. All right, this is the shot I'm looking for. Okay. So I'm going to come in and I'm actually going to pull out a little bit. I want to be able to get more of its body, but I also want that pentagram in the back. I love this. I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm also going to go ahead and increase. Let's do a little bit more. I just want it to be clear that there is a pentagram in the back. We're going to take off the Super 8 for now. And then we're going to leave no logo on. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to come in here and pick something better, something that feels a little bit more ominous. What I love about this is because if you keep going through and just dying and redoing this, you get to like kind of figure out those moments where you get the best photos. And I know it sounds crazy and it messes with your death rates. I do this a lot in games where you guys will see I end up with like 40 deaths at the end. If you wonder why, it's because this is what I was doing. You know what? That well read actually is the best. It really brings out that pentagram in the back, and I really like that. I'm going to make it just a little bit darker. All right. See, that's like the best photo I'm probably going to get for this round, because I have a feeling I'm probably going to end up dying pretty quick. Sometimes a cool photo, though, actually is the item or the, monster attacking your subject. Ah, see, like that. That is a cool photo. I love it, especially the brain and the smiley face in the background. Oh, fuck, that's cool. Okay, so that is another example of something that I would do, because I think it's cool. I want to kind of come down on this one, though. Yeah, so it looks like we're actually being, impacted by it. I think the well-read might be our best bet in here. I do kind of like this Mad Chaps. I can't decide why I like it, though. I think it's kind of got that weird sepia tone. Let's bring down that overexposed just a little bit. No. I think that well-read just looks really nice in here. There's something about this specific character that really pops with this. I think it's because there's so much potential red on the body and in this scenario. I mean, look at that. That would be a perfect YouTube cover here. I love this. So this is how I'm doing things when I'm making videos. I'm often trying to do things so that I'm constantly, let's take my player off. So I'm constantly trying my best to get photos that make it look like I'm actually participating in, like an action movie. That's how I kind of try to think about these things. You want everything to look like an action movie. So even this, I kind of like this. I didn't have to do anything. Make sure you have your favorite weapon out, because depending on which weapon you pull out, depends on how cool your character looks sometimes. Like, especially with Jun, I really like her with a pistol. She looks amazing with a pistol. So sometimes it doesn't hurt to just pull out a gun you know is bad, and then go to a clear area where you know you're gonna get attacked, and start fighting. It works. I did this a lot in God of War. See, that isn't gonna work. Aha! Yes! Yes! That's what we're going for! I did this a lot in God of War, where I just let the Valkyries attack, because I love the way the Valkyries look when they attack. It's so fucking cool. Alright, so this is what I would do, and I would just do this over and over and over and over again. I'm gonna let myself die, I'm gonna take a new picture, I'm gonna let myself die, I'm gonna take a new picture, and then every single checkpoint I will let myself die multiple times, take my photos, and then I'll actually play the game. I know that sounds insane, but that means you have to be careful if you think you're nearing a checkpoint. Don't go through it if you're doing this, otherwise you're going to lose that gameplay. Make sure that you're going to go ahead and take the screenshots you're looking for. And remember, you can always go ahead and switch up your screenshots. Maybe you'd rather see Jun go ahead and take out the crazy critter. I mean, her shooting the screamer is pretty cool, plus you get the pentagram in the background. I really like this. I think this is a really cool opportunity. So if you're looking to do stuff in photo mode, and maybe it's Zombie Army Dead War, this photo mode is actually pretty, I would say pretty typical of the different photo modes I've seen. It looks a lot like the one that came in Far Cry 5. If you're looking for, or not Far Cry 5, excuse me, Far Cry New Dawn, if you're looking for a lot of these types of photo modes, no, it is the one that also came in Far Cry 5. Wow, I'm on drugs. Okay, if this is what you're kind of looking for, or you have a photo mode that looks a bit like this can really work for most other games. Doing the same thing. Obviously, you're going to have very different items here. You're going to have different intensities for filters, different options, but it can be so much fun just to play with. And I really encourage you to just mess with that field of view as much as you can. You can go ahead and give it a nice big, you know, kind of almost a fishbowl look, a fisheye. I don't suggest those. I hate fish eyes, but that is your thing. Personally, I am very much, look at that hand, that is so gross. Personally, I am very much I like things to be really, really, really up close. I really like doing up close photography. That's what I do like in my regular life, so I like it in games when it's like that too. So that's it. That's just my little like weird tip video on how to make screenshots in Zombie Army 4 Dead War, which I know no one asked for, but you know what? It's how to make screenshots, and people have asked about my screenshots, so I figured I might as well show you, because it's easier than explaining it. I also love how it looks like he painted his nails black. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, so I'll see you guys in the next one. If you like these, let me know, and I'll probably, I don't know, maybe I'll do some more videos and some more photo modes if this is something you guys are into. Cool. See ya.